Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear us okay? First of all, audio check. If you could just type in the chat window that whether or not you can hear us, that would be great. And for everyone, this is a code along session where we're going to be using MakeCode Arcade. This session is designed for beginners or those folks new to coding. So we're going to be using MakeCode blocks in this session. Okay, looks like our audio is good. So before we get started, just one housekeeping slide I have to go through is this code of conduct. This is the Build Online Code of Conduct. There's a lot of words here, but what it comes down to is, don't be mean. We want you to interact with us through the chat window, ask lots of questions, share your experiences with us, help us when we run into bugs with our code. This is going to be a live coding session, but please also be respectful and inclusive of others. So that's about it. Yeah, so let's do some introductions. So hi, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Russell. I'm the program manager on the MakeCode team.
Hello, everyone. My name is Belly. I'm a developer on the MakeCode team.
And I'm Joey. I'm also a developer on the MakeCode team.
All right, so if everyone could open up a browser window and navigate to arcade.makecode.com. That's where you're going to want to start if you want to code along with us today. Go to arcade.makecode.com, and I've pasted it into the chat window as well.
We're ready to code. We're ready to
All
rumble.
Right, and I think we're ready to code, yeah.
All right. And everybody's ready, so let's go. Let's get started and switch to, the arcade editor. So that's what you should see when you're landing in arcade. Mine is these scripts that I've already done, but you'll see our home screen with a number of activities, and we decided for this session to do
Galga.
So if you scroll down to tutorials, you'll see the fourth card is Galga.
Perfect.
And go ahead and start the tutorial, and we'll tag along and build a super cool game. Are we all ready to go? Ready to build some cool video games?
I'm ready.
I'm
super ready.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So we're probably going to go a little bit faster when writing this one, just because it's a somewhat longer tutorial, but it's a lot more fun. We want to get to the end so we can make our own modifications. So Pelly's just going to start going. This is just a demo of what the game's going to be. And I'll be narrating as he creates the game. So the first thing is going to be adding a sprite. That's a character in the game that you can make. And we'll see our first thing, which is going to be the image editor, which is a lot of fun to use. When I'm making games, that tends to be the thing that I use most, or spend the most time doing at least. This can be fun. Choosing something from the gallery, these are pre-built ones, so images that we have made ahead of time, so you can just use them. But you can also make modifications or just make your own if you want. He's making green eyes and a scarf, maybe?
I was trying to do teeth, but
okay.
It didn't really result. Yeah, it's a scarf.
So,
it's totally a scarf.
So what's this game going to be about? This is about a kitty cat who's like shooting asteroids?
Yeah, that's a great question. And you can go back in the tutorial and see kind of what's the goal. This is the end goal. It's kind of a side scroller shooter, right? But we're going to pick other images. We'll make it a bit more exciting. All right.
Let's see. So the first thing we're doing is setting it to staying screen. We could do this after we make it move, but we'll follow the tutorial. This makes it so your sprite will never move off the dimensions of the screen, which is helpful.
So I saw a little error message come up briefly. Can you tell me what that was about?
Well, as you can see, the default. So what we did here was storing this sprite into a variable, and this variable now holds our sprite, and sprite is just the usual moving object in a game. And now I'm trying to set the scene screen property on my sprite, which doesn't exist really. So we get a nice little runtime error, which is okay. So just go ahead in the drop down and make sure you're looking at the correct variable, which, try to pick a good name. Otherwise it gets very confusing very fast. All right, I think I got that one. And always check the step here. If you're confused, if you're lost, go and do the check. You know what? I'm gonna cheat a bit, and I'm gonna make it, because I think this tutorial needs to move this step. We're gonna move this little sprite here. Ooh,
move sprite should probably
already.
be the first step.
Yeah. So this block move sprite will kind of wire up your buttons with the sprite. And in Arcade, we got a D-pad, we got a directional buttons, and we've got also 2 buttons here. So that's and the reason we do that is because we also have hardware we can run these games, which is very cool.
So, and you found that moves my sprite block where?
So I found it in the controller.
Okay.
This looks very much like a kind of retro arcade handheld, and there's a reason for that, because we've got a whole set of hardware for you. Anything D-pad here and A and B. So you'll see that later, that we've got some pretty cool stuff going on there. All right. I think I cheated, and now what do I have to do? Oh yeah,
set the
life. Very important.
If you're following along at home, one thing to know is that if you press the little button that looks like a little keyboard under the screen, it'll pop up and show what the key mappings are, so that you can use your keyboard instead of only the touch controls.
All right. Well, I'm going to show that, because it's always important to know. You can use the WASD kind of controls on the left, but also you could support 2 players on the same keyboard. Super fun. And we might just hack this game at the end and make it 2-player. All right. Okay. Let's speed up a bit. And that was the move step. And I think what they did, so it's fairly slow right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it faster by increasing the speed here.
Hey, Pelly, another little question someone posted in the chat is, why do we need the stay in screen block?
Oh, yeah. Well, let me turn it off and show you why. Maybe, Joey, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so if you don't have that on, as you see when Pelly's moving, he's able to go all the way off screen. And in a game like this, that might make it really easy to win, because you can just move off screen and then no enemies can hit you. So if you turn it back on and you start moving towards the edge of a screen, you'll be constrained within the screen. You'll never move off of it.
I'm trying real hard here. Can't go out. All right, great question.
And then another really quick question. What do the hearts mean, and can you change those?
Yeah. Joey,
yes,
go
to
ahead.
both of those. So the hearts indicate how much life you have. You can change it. I can't remember for sure if we have a block for changing it, but I know you can in JavaScript. But
yeah, you can change them.
Change the image.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No, you have to go in JavaScript to change them.
Yeah. But they indicate how much life you have as a player. If you reach down to 0 and you change it down to 0, it'll go into a game over state by default, but you can change that behavior as well.
All right, I'm going to keep going while you answer questions. So
perfect. So right now it looks like we're adding in an on button event. So this is another way to interact with the buttons on the keyboard. This one's going to make it so you fire a projectile, so you're firing your rockets or whatever a cat fires. We'll see in a second.
Maybe like litter, like kitty litter.
Oh, that'd be gross. And we're seeing that little error pop up again. We just need to change that to spaceplane. So projectiles are also sprites. They're just the special ones that we give some default values to. In this case, they start as a projectile kind, and this one starts from a sprite. So it'll start right on top of that sprite. We also give it a velocity right away because that's helpful when you're making the games.
I'm going to draw it. I'll make it so I can change my size here. Is that the height? 60. I'm going to make it 8x4 because it's little bullet. Right. What a very fun little editor here. Yeah, I'm going to do something like that. I'm into green, although this doesn't look great. Okay, probably better artist in the room. Yeah.
That looks like a laser.
That looks like a laser.
Yeah,
of sorts.
like a kitty laser of some sort.
A kitty laser, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm getting sidetracked on trying to draw something here.
Yeah, that's the hard part about these.
All right.
Always want to do something. So now it's firing from that one, and we're going to make enemies now. So we have an on-game update. This one ties into, the details don't matter too much, but basically every half of a second, every 500 milliseconds, something will happen, whatever code you put inside of that. In this case, we're going to be putting a sprite in there so that we can have a sprite move across the screen for us to destroy. We're going to make it an enemy, it looks like. So this will be whatever cats don't like. Name it bogey, which is an older term.
What do cats don't like? Is there a dog? Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw dogs at them. Did I miss a dog?
Hey Kelly, or Joey, when you get a chance, there was a question about how did you change the size of your projectile? I think we couldn't quite see it on the canvas. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold on, you were hiding it. On the lower left here, you got the size controls.
If I remember right, if you press the lock, it will keep the proportion the same too.
Yeah.
When you're changing it. So if you change to 16, it will be 8 for the other dimension.
All right, so I'm doing my little dog. It's going to be cat versus dogs.
Okay. The bogey sprite set to 5. Okay, so this one looks like it has a bunch of things happening at once. We're going to probably be setting the position and setting the velocity at the same time. Or just setting the velocity. Okay, that works. So we're setting the velocity to -100. So the screen is 160 pixels wide by 120 tall, and it starts from the top left corner. So a positive X means that you move to the right, and a positive Y means that you move down, actually, which is common in computer graphics, but probably different than you might expect if you're just coming from, doing stuff with coordinates in school.
It's going to start to look like a game soon.
Yeah. So the pick random will choose a random number between 0 and I think you put in 120. Yeah. Which is good. Right, overlaps. So now we're adding in an overlap event. This one is how we can have two sprites interact in a game, or at least the easiest way to make that happen. So you choose the two kinds that you want to interact, in this case, player and enemy, and you choose what happens when that overlap occurs, when the two are on top of each other.
And this is where you have to be careful. So I'm going to drag this block here. You see I dragged it from the event. I'm not going to use my global variables. Yeah. This is a local variable. It's the actual sprite that's just touched. It's the enemy that just actually touched the player.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
The player is the cat. We didn't talk about it, but it's the cat.
If you hadn't done that, it would only ever destroy the last bogey that was created, which is good to know.
Okay, so now I can see I'm eating up the dog.
So do you want to make a quick modification
here
dog? And press the plus button?
On the let's add effects. This is fun.
Let's add effect.
This is one of my favorite things. Fire is always good, but well, actually that's kind of mean to be a dog. Maybe just like confetti.
Hearts.
The
dog is gone.
So now just instead of just destroying them, we wait a little bit and we throw out some hearts right on top of it.
Hey, quick clarification. Where did you get the on-sprite overlaps block?
So that one's at the bottom of the sprites category, or yes.
See, it's right there at the bottom. Whoops.
If you see a block and you want to know where it came from, the easiest way is to just look at the color of it. In this case, the overlap block is blue, and so it's going to be from the same category, the blue category. The same as the change life by is pink, so it's from the pink info category.
So I'm removing a life now. You can see that we go, when we hit
Now
0
we can-
life, we just go into a game over mode. I'm not really convinced by the hearts. I think I'm going to go with something like, I think we have ashes.
Yeah.
That is more of a distracting one.
Yeah, so this one takes colors from the image and then throws that out.
Okay, another overlaps. Yeah, it's a lot of overlaps in the game. I'm gonna do.
So this one handles the case between the player's projectiles, the lasers that it fires, and the enemy. So we want projectile for this one.
Oh yeah, projectile, and so projectile is my laser. Okay, I guess I'm gonna destroy both, unless I want my laser to shoot through multiple.
Yeah, that might make it a bit easy, but we can try it.
All right, so I'm destroying this one.
Uh-huh.
I'll use the same
ashes.
And I'm destroying the other one too, so I'm destroying the bullet, which makes sense. This one I won't do an effect, because I already have it. Yeah. Oh, he wants me to do a fire effect.
Oh, okay.
All right. Oh, let's do fire here. And then, yeah, get a point.
Yeah.
Of the.
Probably worth a note. When you destroy it, it is destroyed immediately. It just stays on the screen as like a reminder. So this other sprite won't overlap with the player, even if you like hit it with the projectile and then it runs into you while it's still alive, because it's been destroyed already. It's just on the screen for the half second while it's on fire.
Yeah, we could put the fire on the bullet, and you'll see. I think we're done. This looks like a game. Woo!
Let's see. So if we press next.
Yeah, we're done. You have to play.
Yeah, that's telling us we're done. We can play it. Do you want to go to the full screen view now? Oh, forgot. I'm
going to actually share it. So this is super cool. When you build a game, you're in the share dialog. So what you want to do, if you really want to do a good share, you want to, this is going to be cat versus dogs. 9,000 game, and also I want to record a little GIF of the game so that people, when they see my link, they're like, "Ooh, that's cool! This game is cool." So I just record a little GIF there. You can see it's running there, and I'm just gonna hit publish project. And that will give me a link here that I can share with my friends, or I can load on my phone or something like that. If you want to share with the community, go ahead and hit this button to post it on our forum. We love to see the games that people do. So that's the sharing option. If you go in Arcade now and you do share, you'll see you've got a page where you can play your game.
Yeah, people were asking, could you play this on your phone?
Yeah, this will go full screen on your phone, no problem. There's a QR code, so go and scan the QR code with your phone camera, and then you can just load your game. All right, did we want to? And we're out of tutorials, so we got all the blocks.
There was a couple questions in chat about this program. One is the health bars at the top, or is there any other way they can add other bars?
Yeah, so I made an extension for that recently, actually. If we wanted to talk about the extensions, maybe.
Yeah, so in let me see. In MakeCode, you've got a predefined set of blocks, but actually there's an entire ecosystem of additional extensions, so new blocks.
Oh, I don't think I added the status bars to the approved list yet.
Yeah, so for example, we've got this super cool extension, and we've got a status bar extension, but for example, we can do an animation extension. So when you do that, basically you're importing new blocks into your programs. You can see that now we've got an animation block here.
And can we show the animation editor real quick too?
Yeah, let's show the animation editor. So the dog is a bit, our hero could use a bit of movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to animate it. So I'm going to drag this in, and I'm going to animate the space plane. It's going to be in a loop, let's say 100 milliseconds, but there's a dedicated animation editor here, and you can see that we've got frames here. So I can go and get my cat. Where is my cat? Did I miss it? Kitty cat.
I think you missed it. Yeah.
Missed it.
Down.
Down.
Right below the trees.
See, there's 3 images there. I want to use them to create my animation. I'm gonna do plus, and go and get the second cat, and do plus again. Get this third cat. Okay. There's a preview on top, so I can now he's looking like he's running, which is much better, right? It's cooler. And this is the same sprite editor we saw before. So now when I play the game, it looks like the cat is moving. And I should probably not animate it when it's not moving, but you know, this is a half an hour game.
Maybe we can go into full screen so that we can see it a little bit better. I'm having trouble.
So if you want to play your game full screen, there's this button here under simulator, and you can go and play this in your browser while you're developing in a very cool mode. So that's super fun to use. You can also take screenshots of your game if you want to.
Hey, Pelly. Question about the share link. Someone was asking, how long does it last once you've published it?
Joe, you want to talk about it? Forever.
Forever, yeah.
That's what I told him.
Forever, unless you put bad things in it and we delete it. So if you're offensive or you do, if you don't follow the code of conduct, we might delete. If you see any link that you find offensive for MakeCode, there's always a report abuse. And go ahead and tell us, and we want to keep everybody happy, for sure. Joey, so we've shown extension. Extension are a big aspect of MakeCode, so that's really exciting. I'm going to go and transfer that to my hardware. Okay. So there's this download button here. And then what does it do? It lets you pick which hardware you have. And as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of super cool physical arcades that you can play, all the way from handhelds. You can see this little Meowbit, Adafruit Pi Gamer, to actually you could go and build your own arcade table. Go out to IKEA, get a table, a few arcade buttons, and then you get your full-size arcade. I'm going to use the Pi Gamer today for this demo. And I'm going to switch to the video. Hold on.
We want to add that set brightness block.
Oh yeah. So one thing we have to do, although I don't know if it's a block, I'll do it in the game. One thing we have to do for the camera is to make sure the brightness is very low. No, I think the background is black. We should be good. Okay. I'm gonna click download, and what MakeCode creates is a file, and I need to go and drag and drop this file into a drive. That whenever I connect my hardware, you'll see that there's a drive attached to it. So when I hit save, you'll see a light blinking there. It's transferring my game. And now you can see that my little game is running on my Pi Gamer. Oops. And I died immediately. So we're playing the game here. It's really hard to demo and at the same time playing this game. But I'm doing my best. And this is really something unique to arcades, that the fact that you're going to be able to go and code a piece of hardware. And not only that, not only are you going to be able to do games, but if you're interested to do some more advanced stuff, I've got a little cool demo here. This is the Meowbit, and I have a program that's attached to what's called a grid eye. It's a heat sensor, 8x8. And now I'm actually filming my face. Here we go. And saying hello to the camera. See if I can get my hand in there. Oh, my hand is super cold. Let's see. My hands are cold. And that's also the interesting part. We've got a lot of maker love coming to arcade. All right.
Question from the chat. Is it possible to import sprites or other images into arcade?
In general, it's not possible. So we really want you to draw your own sprites. You can take any sprite from our gallery, and you can go and hack them. So take any sprite and remix it. But otherwise, you're going to have to do a whole bunch of clicking. Clickety click.
In Java, if we switch to JavaScript real quick, maybe we can show what the sprites look like there.
Yeah.
Just real quick, let's expand the ones in the image, any of the images, I guess.
Yeah, that's how your sprite looks like. And you can see that we have 16 colors in Arcade, and we encode them in hexadecimal, so it's going to be 0 through F. And this is the cat. If you look at it from far away, it kind of looks like a cat, right? If we zoom out enough, yeah, it's a cat.
Yeah.
Cat.
But yeah, I have seen some community members create websites that automatically try and convert images like that.
Yeah,
but
we have a website to create T-shirt out of your art, so you can see it on me here. Copy paste your art into our stencil T-shirt, and then you can go ahead and print that, or even laser cut it. We've built that for the thing. All right. Any more questions from the chat?
One last question. Can you publish your games on itch.io?
Yes, you can publish your game on itch.io, and to do that, what you're going to want to do is go here and basically, here, and do the GitHub integration. So stick around. We're going to show you how to do that in the next session. We'll show you how to take this game and, oh, it doesn't show in the video, right. This game and take it to a GitHub website, which has a compile game, and then that Git website, you can zip it and send it to itch.
Yeah. Also worth noting that we've had a few game jams on itch. So I think 2 so far, and we're thinking about doing future ones.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of games on there. If you search, you might be able to find it. I don't actually know how searching historical game jams.
It's a great segue. We've got a game jam coming up, so make sure to tune into our Mixer live stream, mixer.com/MakeCode. We're streaming how to build games every day. Yeah. And we'll have a game jam coming up, so if you're interested to participate, make sure to subscribe there.
Yeah, do you want to jump back into the PowerPoint really quick, because we have like 3 minutes left. So.
All right. Hold on. Here we go. So we've seen this. I'm going to skip ahead. We've got lots of hardware if you're interested. Something it's hard to show on the camera. We've built full-scale arcades. You can see here, from a simple IKEA table to full-blown cabinet. These two on the lower corner are tables built by our users. And imagine if you're in the school and you want to reward the kids, they could upload their games on these cabinets. So yeah, super cool. And
you have guides to make the
we have guides to make
right?
We have guides to make all of them. These will require power tools, so you're on your own. All right.
Let's see. This is our online.
Yep. And then we've got a lot of online resources available. There was a couple of questions like, where can we continue the learning? Go to this website and you'll see a bunch of resources, tutorials, as well as we're doing daily and weekly streams on Mixer. So if you like this session and you want to continue with us, Pelly is doing daily sessions. I'm doing weekly sessions. Joey's doing daily sessions as well with MakeCode Arcade and our other code editors as well.
If you want to watch an advanced arcade stream, we have one later today in about 4 hours, I guess. Yeah, at 1 p.m. PST.
Yep. And then lastly, if you wouldn't mind filling out a short survey of this session, give us some feedback, let us know what you'd like to see in the future, as well as there's tons of other stuff you can do in the student zone at Build for the rest of today and tomorrow.
All right. This wraps it up.
Thanks all for watching, and we'll try and answer. I know there's a few more questions in the backlog, but we'll try and answer as many as possible. And if you want, stick around. We've got another session coming up in 15 minutes with Arcade, where we're going to go into JavaScript, and it'll be a little bit more advanced from this session. All right, thanks all.